this morning, and those of you joining us online, I'm so glad you've chosen to spend some time with us today. We have a lot to celebrate, no matter what. We have a lot to celebrate today, so we're going to stand and do that and invite you to join us.
This is the day that God has made. I will rejoice. This is the time to celebrate. Lift up every voice. Enter this moment as God's own God. Standing with joy in the truth of who we are. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. This is the day God has made.
Good morning, Vision. How are you? Wow, we made it through the whole first month of January. Look at us go. Yay. We're doing well. The first month of 22, January. That's what I meant. Thank you. January. It's long. It is. But we made it. Here we are. I'm so excited. Good morning, and good morning to Vision Online. I love that you tune in every week. We are here. We are one community. From my heart to yours, we are one. So let's pray in. Let's pray in. I give great thanks for this morning, for the sun shining, for waking, refreshed, re-energized, for this new day, which is a gift of spirit. I know and accept that we come together to recognize our oneness, to know, as Ernest Holmes knew, there is only one God. This is true. This one life is God's life. It is whole and perfect and complete. It is the life that we are living right here, right now. And all of the qualities of God flow through us and as us into the world. And as we awaken to this truth, to this oneness, we know and accept that those qualities demonstrate through us and as us in the world, blessing not only ourselves, but all those around us. I give great thanks for this time we spend together. It is all God, and it is all good. And so it is. So welcome. I'm glad you're here. What can I tell you? We are a Center for Spiritual Living. We're affiliated with Centers for Spiritual Living worldwide. We are founded. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, started this ministry. Oh my gosh. Well, officially in 1927, but he was doing the work starting in 1918. And, you know, his ministry never changed. He said the same thing from the beginning to the end, that we are surrounded by a power and a presence. It responds to our most predominant thought. It tends to outpicture based on that. And this is what he said his whole ministry. And he proved the principle over and over and over again, just like we can. and just like we do when we practice these same principles. So that's what you're welcomed into, this energy of potential, to sit and to realize that the same mind that God uses is the mind that we are immersed in, and we use as well, and outpicture accordingly. So sit back, relax. We'll talk more about that. There are practitioners around. Raise your hand, practitioners. Look at this. There are practitioners around. They are here to serve us in prayer every week. They pray for us and they pray with us. And there are prayer request forms in your bulletin. You can fill one out. The practitioners have prayer boxes. You can just drop it in. The practitioners will pray on it all week. If you leave your phone number, they'll call you at home or leave a prayer on your voicemail. However you would like to be served in prayer, we are here. And after the celebration this morning, there's a meet and greet room, a vision meet and greet room on Zoom. You can join in there. There will be practitioners online as well. So for you at home, there are practitioners online in the Zoom room. You can have one-on-one prayer treatment there. We have little breakout rooms you can go to for privacy. Isn't that wonderful? I love technology. It is serving us well, isn't it? It's just a wonderful thing. So do that. Don't leave here today without getting prayer support for anything. And even if things are going well, even if you just can't even imagine how great things are, they can be better, right? And so even if your prayer is, thank you, more please, that's okay. That's what we do here. We absolutely know the highest and best good for ourselves and for each other. So make use of our licensed practitioners. They are waiting to live the call on their heart, which is to pray for us. So please do that. Let's see, I also have to show you these wonderful guest packets. Here they are. You must have seen them on the way in, on the welcome table, or in the back on the welcome table. We have them all over the place. I think they're on the prayer table over there as well. If you haven't picked one up, pick one up. Even if you are a member, go through it. Look at what's inside. It's amazing stuff. And if you are already a member, give it to someone that you know and love and would love to come here and transform their lives with this practical spirituality that we are practicing right here and right now. There is also a welcome on this, and I would love to say it to remind myself. I'd love for you to say it to remind yourself, and for you at home, say it out loud too. Even if you're there by yourself, it doesn't matter. Let's say it together. Whoever you are and wherever you are welcome here. You are safe and you are loved. So now I'm going to turn it over to our delightful celebration singers, and they are going to sing our centering song to prepare us for meditation. Take it away.
God's the love that I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love that I am. God's the love I am.
Good morning. I'm Reverend Jane Phillips. I'm one of the staff members here, staff ministers here at Vision, and I'm honored to guide you in our meditation this morning. I will read quotes, and then we'll have 5 minutes of silence, and that will be followed by an affirmative prayer. So I just invite you to settle in and just maybe close your eyes if that's comfortable. And and take these words into your heart. The first quote is from Ansel Adams. I believe the world is incomprehensibly beautiful, an endless prospect of magic and wonder. And from Ernest Holmes, the profound thought of all ages has stood in awe of life itself, realizing that here is a power and potentiality, the highest possibilities of which the human intellect cannot fathom. Our memorial candle is burning this morning in memory of Reverend Dr. Sharon Stroud, one of the early religious science leaders here in San Diego. Reverend Stroud made her transition last week. And so we just hold her memory, the memory of this remarkable woman in our hearts and our minds, knowing that her spirit is moving up the eternal spiral of life. We know that her essence, her spirit, continues on into new realms of life. A new and wondrous life awaits her. We also know that the love and the wisdom, the joy and the peace that shone throughout her life remains in the hearts and minds of all those who shared their lives with her. So may these memories and this truth of eternal life bring comfort to her family, her colleagues, her friends, today and in the days to come. I know that there is only one life, one love, one law. It is the life, the love, the law of Spirit, of God, always moving into a greater expression of its wholeness, of its love, of its joy. It is the essence of all things, this divine life force that flows through every life, every relationship, every encounter. This incomprehensibly beautiful world with its endless prospect of magic and wonder, to quote Ansel Adams. There is no place this life force is not. We are one with this energy. It is our essence, our core. The wholeness, the love, the joy of God is our divine birthright. And it expresses through every aspect of our lives. I know this for me, just as I know this for each and every person listening to my words, no matter where they may be. The divine outpictures in wondrous, unique ways through each one of us today and every day. Even beyond our understanding, there is a power and potentiality, the highest possibilities. Those are all in play as our very lives, right here and now. Love lights our way, filling each day with abundant blessings. The blessings of love and wholeness and the boundless joy. And in this, I know that every need is met and delightfully fulfilled. I know prosperity and abundant supply flows endlessly in and through each life, joyfully shared just as it's received. I know our physical beings, our bodies and minds, they're created in the pattern of wholeness. And so they naturally align to health and well-being. And so knowing all this, it's easy to relax and rest in the arms of Spirit, God, the divine, open and receptive to the goodness, the love and the joy that bubbles and up and overflows into the world through our lives. And I'm just so grateful for this truth, for this beautiful expression of the divine life that is vision right here and now. So grateful for Reverend Patti and her words of truth, spoken so clearly and powerfully, for the music, for each person participating today, whether in person or online. I know that all is good, for all is God, and all is one. So knowing this, it's easy to release these words into the law, knowing it is complete and perfect, and so it is. And so I let it be. Amen.
Amen. Today we have a very special guest here at Vision, a revered singer in the New Thought community who has shared her love of singing and joy of music and community for many years, and she has spread her wings, and she's now traveling around singing at other congregations so that they get to experience Janet Hammer.
Thank you. Spout of a whale, in the stripe of a tiger, in the curve of a snail. There in each creation, in each grain of sand, there is order, there is a master plan. The light power of God protects. The presence of God watches over us, and all is well. The love of God enfolds us. Wherever we are, God is. We are safe, we are cherished, and all is well. All is well. Would a loving father leave his children in the cold? Would the great creator not value every soul? We all have a place here. In God we have a home. We are not alone. The light of God surrounds us. The power of God protects. The presence of God watches over us, and all is well. The love of God enfolds us. Wherever we are, God is. We are safe, we are cherished, and all is well. All is well. God hears the whispers, God hears the cries. Infinite wisdom, all-seeing eyes. The power of God protects. The presence of God watches over us, and all is well. The love of God enfolds us. Wherever we are, God is. We are safe, we are cherished, and all is well. Oh, oh, oh.
Everything's falling. Yeah. All right, here we go. Last Sunday in January. This month's theme, remember, was Living Everyday Wonders, and so today's talk is Wonders Abound. Wonders abound, and they sure do, right? And how do we notice all of the wonders around us, all these wonders, everyday wonders, is with gratitude, right? When we become conscious of all of the good that's around us, then we see a wonder here and a wonder there, wonders everywhere. But we need to be on the lookout for them. And I think our practice of gratitude really encourages us to do that. You know, when you're grateful for this and grateful for that, you see more things to be grateful for, don't you? When you're on the lookout for things to practice gratitude over, you just seem to notice more and more wonderful things in life, you know. And all we're doing when we're practicing gratitude, all we're doing is just focusing on our good. That's all. You know, there's a whole bunch of everything happening in our lives, right? There's a whole bunch of everything. We're busy people. But there's good stuff, there's negative stuff, there's stuff, right? There's stuff you'd rather not. But when we focus on gratitude, really what we're doing is we're putting our focus on the good. Instead of getting out of bed in the morning, complaining, right, that you slept funny, oh, I got an achy thing here, or, you know, I got a painful this, or I slept on my side and now I can't hear, or whatever. Practice gratitude, right? Before you even get out of bed, it starts right there. Before you even get out of bed, start with your toes and bless your toes. You know, your toes are remarkable little guys. They really are. You know, if it weren't for your toes, you'd fall forward all the time. You know, your toes always balance you. I love my toes, right? So you give gratitude for your toes. It's like I'd hate falling on my face all the time. My toes balance me. I love my toes. So you start there and you give gratitude all the way up, just all the way up, from your toes all the way up to your scalp. And you just are grateful for everything, you know, grateful for my liver and what it does. I'm grateful for my lungs, and I'm grateful for my heart. I'm grateful for my shins. I'm grateful for my knees, whatever. Just start from the bottom and work all the way up, giving thanks, right? That your body parts are there, that they're working, that they get you around, that they do their job without you even telling them, right? Your intestines, you know, absorb nutrients. Your stomach is digesting your food. Your intestines are doing its job. You don't have to tell it every time you eat. Now remember, you need to digest this stuff, you know. It knows what to do. It does it automatically. So grateful for that. Grateful for all of it. I'm grateful for everything before I even get out of bed in the morning. To practice the gratitude for your body. Your body will love you for it, you know, really does. And what you're doing is you're just focusing on the good, and you're blessing every body part. And what a way to start the day, before you even get out of bed. What a wonderful way to start your day. You know, because here's the deal. We usually criticize our bodies, don't we? Do you? Do you criticize your, come on, you know. A lot of times we do that. I'm too fat. I'm too skinny, I'm not muscular enough, I'm not athletic enough, you know, I'm too slow, I'm too big, I'm too old. The list goes on, right? Louise Hay said this, she said, remember, you've been criticizing yourself for years and it hasn't worked. Try approving of yourself and see what happens. Right? I love that idea. So that's what I'm talking about. Try approving of yourself before you even get out of bed in the morning. Try loving yourself. Try loving all those body parts and see what happens. You know, you are God's own, adorable, unique, individualized outpicturing of spirit. That's what we are. We are Spirit's own outpicturing in the flesh. That's amazing. Right? That is just amazing. Spirit has loved itself into form, and you are that, right? If God had a refrigerator, your picture would be on it. You know, we are the beloved's beloved. So practice that self-loving, self-appreciating, self-gratitude stuff. It'll work wonders. And wonders abound, right? So we start right there, as soon as we wake up in the morning. Ernest Holmes said this in the 365 Science of Mind. He said, let us make up our minds that yesterday is gone, tomorrow has not yet arrived, but today can be filled with wonder if we know that we stand on the threshold of that which is wonderful and new. And every minute is new. Every moment in our life is new. And when we give our attention over to that, we can see that wonders abound. Wonders just abound, right? But how do we do that? How do we live a life filled with wonder when we are slogging through our day, going to work, getting food, going to sleep, watching TV, getting on Facebook, bowling and biking and hiking and swimming and wash, rinse, repeat, right? And it goes on again. And then tomorrow you wake up and do it again. And tomorrow wake up and do it again. And we stop seeing the wonder because we're busy living life, right? We're busy getting stuff done. We stop seeing the wonder. It's almost like we're overlooking the wonder because we're doing what needs to be done, right? There's laundry, and there's vacuuming, and there's dusting, and there's the dishes, and I got to clean the cat box out, and it's just an endless series of chores to be done that we kind of push this idea of living in the wonder of life to the background. And things get our attention. Loud things get our attention. Loud things most frequently get our attention, the big noisy stuff, right? Like the news and, what's going on in the world and yada, yada. It gets our attention, but small wonders are very quiet. The small wonders are quiet, and they don't vie for our attention. We have to purposely look for them. Henry Miller said this. He said, the moment one gives close attention to anything, even a blade of grass, it becomes a mysterious, awesome, indescribably magnificent world in itself. And you know what that's like, right? We've done that. We've done that before. Well, we've done it when we were children, right? You know that. I mean, how many of us, when we were little, right, you turn over the rock to see what kind of creepy crawlies are under there? Anybody? Anybody do that? Am I the only one, right? Everything was a wonder when we were children, right? The world was ours to explore. But the thing is, our brains develop to be on the alert for the scary stuff. And that's evolution, really. Our brains have been designed to be on alert for the scary stuff, the life-threatening stuff, the stuff that can cause us harm. And that's how, as a species, that's how we have survived all of these thousands of years, even being in these little soft and chewy bodies that we're in, with the crunchy center. I mean, we do have a crunchy center. But that's what kept us alive, was to be alert, right? Be alert for the snap of the twig or for the approaching horde that's going to steal all of our winter supplies, because it meant life or death. To not know when danger is approaching. So we've developed to notice the scary stuff way more than the everyday wonders. I'm lost. Am I on? Yes, okay. So take that Miller quote again about sitting in rapt attention, gazing at a blade of grass, right? Can you imagine sitting there, noticing that blade of grass in awe, in rapture, of its lines, of its symmetry, of its color, while that tiger is stealthily sneaking up behind you, looking at you like you're lunch, right? It was way more important to notice the stuff that's going to devour us rather than give our attention to the beauty. It was way more important to our survival to be on alert, to notice bad stuff. And it's even got a name, negativity bias, right? Negativity bias. We are absolutely noticing the bad stuff a lot of times before we notice the good. We notice the negative way more easily than we notice the positive. The good news is we can change that, right? Ernest Holmes, change your thinking, change your life. We can change that. We can train our minds. That's really what religious science is, isn't it? A mind training? We can train our minds. And I'm not talking about being in denial, right? I'm not talking about plastering over the negative without addressing it, right? That really, really is spiritual bypass. I'm really negative, but I'm just going to ignore it. The metaphysician in hell, I'm not here and it's not hot, I'm not talking about just ignoring it. It's like putting the smiley face sticker over your check engine light, you just don't want to see it. That doesn't work. I'm talking about addressing the negative. We address the negative. Some things in our lives do stink, right? There are things that happen, we're like, But it's about addressing them, not ignoring them or putting a smiley face sticker on them. But we have a decision we have to make. And the decision is whether the universe is a place that supports us or threatens us. And that's a basic decision that we have to make as we go through life. Ernest Holmes said, we must know definitely and consistently the universe is for us and not against us. That is the change in our predominant thought, right? Our most predominant thought. And then we get to look at our behavior. Where are our filters? Where are the filters when we experience life as we're going through our day? Does one bad thing ruin your whole day? Right? Does having a good evening get ruined by a mistake? Or if you start out the day with a negative thing, you got a flat tire in your driveway, does that ruin the whole day because of it, Or you think it's always your fault when stuff goes south. Does one little negative get blown out of proportion? Because this is what we have to address. These are the things we have to nix the negative. We have to address the negative in the moment, but only give it the amount of energy it really deserves. One negative thing doesn't wipe out a whole good day, right? You're having a wonderful dinner with your friends, and it's a fabulous evening, and the check comes and the bill is wrong. And you can blow it all out of proportion, and you can make it ruin the whole evening, right? Or you just address it and you move on. One setback in the morning, like the flat tire, does not predict a whole bad day. Someone cancels plans on you at the last minute. That's their decision. It's not an indictment on your personality. Oh, what did I do? They don't want to be with me. We get to heal those negative thoughts, that negative thought stream, and we get to develop positive outlook. When we don't give the negative more attention than it deserves, we don't blow it out of proportion, we don't make it affect our whole day, we just let it be what it is, that one little moment. We can develop a more positive outlook. So how do you do that? Will you smile more? Just smiling more. Did you notice how smiling more makes you feel better? Just smiling more, smile at people, smile. Do your gratitude. Do the gratitude in the morning, do the body gratitude. Go through your day, carry a gratitude journal with you. Journal. Just journaling in itself is a positive thing. Make sure you meditate, grab your meditation cushion, sit on it. Sit on it. It doesn't matter if it's good or it's bad, or you got there or you didn't get there. We always have a challenge with it. Was a great meditation. Oh no, it was a bad meditation. Oh, I was like floating over my cushion. Oh, I couldn't even concentrate. Doesn't matter. It's the practice itself. It doesn't matter if it was good or bad. It's the fact that you put your butt on the cushion every day. That's it. That's what it's about. And to replace the negative thought with 3 positive ones. That's what they say it takes. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what I've read. But replace the negative thought with 3 positives. And Ernest Holmes said this, I love it, in Help for Today. He said, whatever your years, there is in every being's heart the love of wonder, the undaunted challenge of events, the unfailing childlike appetite for what is next, and the joy in the game of life. You are as young as your faith, as old as your fear. You are as young as your hope, as old as your despair. In the central place of every heart, there is a recording chamber. As long as it receives messages of beauty, cheer, and courage, so long are you young. So that's what we're here to do, to just focus on the positives, focus on the good stuff. Be grateful for all of life. In everything, give thanks. I noticed it doesn't say for everything. When you look in the Bible, it says in everything, give thanks. So that means really, even in the stuff that maybe is not so great, you're still giving thanks. You're here, you're learning from it, you're experiencing it, whatever. And then what, though? Then what? We need to develop those positive muscles. It's just like going to the gym. You don't just have a positive thought once and go, I've done it. You don't go to 24-hour fitness once and go, well, phew, glad I got that over with. Never have to go there again. We have to develop these positive thought muscles. You know, there's a little book I found on the internet called Pay Attention. I loved it. It was really good. A little 44-page little booklet. You can just download the whole thing. It was by Brent Mankey. And it's great. It's a wonderful little book that teaches us all the different ways that we can pay attention to things in our lives, the little things, the big things, because there are wonders all around us, and we ought to be living in the midst of them, right? We usually just blow right through, don't we? We're on the way to something. Woman on a mission, you know, head down, keep going. And we just blow right through them without seeing them. So we want to be able to pay attention. Albert Einstein said, "He who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe is as good as dead. His eyes are closed." So we want to be certain that our eyes are open. We want to be certain that we are open and available to those everyday wonders in life. Going back to that little booklet, Brent Mankey said we can look at the same old events in our lives, things that we might do every day or every week that we do, you know, almost mindlessly now, that we can look at those same old things as if we are looking at them for the first time. Did you ever do that? Just look at something you've been doing all along, but look at it with the eyes of a child. Look at it like you're looking at it for the first time. You know, this is what the Buddhists call the beginner's mind, right? Look at it. He used, for example, going through a car wash. And I happen to love that example because I take photographs when I go through the car wash. Because it's just it's the most fun I can have in my car, you know? I don't have to drive. It's being driven for me. And the car wash where I go to, the drive-through one, the soap is multicolored. So it's like there's like a liquid rainbow that goes across the windshield. So I'm like there with my little camera phone, and I'm taking pictures of it because it just makes me laugh. I mean, it makes me smile. It's fun. So we can practice those kinds of things to look at same old stuff with the eyes as if we are seeing it for the first time. Now, it takes practice, but it's absolutely worth it. You know, our brains developed to filter out the extraneous stuff, or we would be overwhelmed in life. If we saw everything all the time, if we had no filters in our brain and everything came into us, the beauty of everything, the light, the auras of everything, if everything came into us consciously all the time, we would just be staggered and overwhelmed. So our brains have developed to selectively put forth the stuff we need to know and kind of dismiss the rest, right? Quick, on a horizontal traffic light, is the red light on the left side or on the right side? Right? You know? No, nobody knows. We just know that red means stop. FYI, it's on the left side. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. See, that's the thing. We filter out what it is. I don't know. How many times do you see a horizontal traffic light? Not often. But the red light is on the left, right? We don't even stop to think about it. We only need to know red means stop. That's it. We dismiss the stuff we don't need for survival. We know what we need to know. Thanks to the prefrontal cortex and the thalamic reticular nucleus and the basal ganglia and how they interact, they don't necessarily highlight the stuff we need to know as much as they do lower the noise on this unimportant stuff. Take, for example, you walk into a party, right? And I know this has happened to you. You walk into a party and it's loud and it's noisy and there's music going on and there's jibber-jabber all over the room and people are chit-chatting and chit-chatting. One person mentions your name and you go, right? You hear it like that. You hear it immediately over all the noise, over all the music. If someone says your name, you absolutely respond to it. And that's what we're talking about. The stuff gets toned down and the important stuff, or what we consider the important stuff, comes to the forefront. It is important for us to turn up the volume on the things we want to see, on the things we want to address, on the things we want to focus on. Ernest Holmes in this thing called Life said, "Miracles never happen." I love that. Wait for it. This isn't, anyway. He says, "Miracles never happen. Every manifestation of faith, through prayer, every wonder and sign that has followed the devotional life has been a logical and inevitable and irresistible result of some cause set in motion in the life principle. So that's it. Energy flows where attention goes. That's what he's saying, right? Wherever we place our attention, that's where our energy flows to. That's why it's paying attention. We're paying attention, and we pay with our energy, right? Our energy goes there, wherever our focus is. So if we practice Murphy's Law, you all know Murphy's Law, right? If anything can possibly go wrong, it will, and at the worst possible moment. If we practice Murphy's Law, the universe says, yes, sure, go ahead, have fun. Now, does that mean like more bad things happen to us if we believe it? I don't know. But we notice them more. We will dismiss the good stuff, and we'll only pile up evidence of the bad stuff to prove we're right. Now, if we practice Yupram's Law, which is Murphy spelled backwards, if anything can go right, it will, and at the best possible moment, the universe says yes. The universe says yes. Same thing. Does that change what happens to us during our day? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But we will pile up the good news. We will pile up the good results. We will pile up our blessings. And that'll be our truth. And you see, the more we do that, the more we have opportunities for things to happen, right? That support us. The more we understand the universe has our back, the more evidence we will find that the universe has our back. And it just feeds on itself like that. Okay, so here, this is the part that made me laugh. Ernest Holmes, in 10 Ideas That Make a Difference, said, miracles are natural. Wait a minute. Mr. Holmes, didn't you just say miracles never happen? In the last quote, right here, just above it. This thing called life, miracles never happen. 10 ideas that make a difference. Miracles are natural. Okay. Now, it's up to you to figure it out. He says miracles are natural, and he goes on to say the same thing. Every manifestation of faith through prayer, every wonder, every sign which has followed the devotional life has been an inevitable result of some hidden cause set in motion by the life principle. Every longing and yearning we've ever had, every secret desire on our soul, and every constructive ambition we have had is but a whispering of power, assuring us we are one with it, that we are a manifestation or a personification of it, and that we are in the center of it. Now, I'm sure when he said miracles never happen, that's exactly what he meant. That miracles, as people understand them, never happen because it is every day. It happens to us all the time. That's why when he went on to say that phrase again in another book, he said miracles are natural. And I get it. I understand what he was saying. He was saying miracles never happen because they shouldn't be considered miracles. They should be considered everyday life. We should come to expect them. We should come to rely on them. We should come to know that our thoughts have power. That spirit is in us as us. It is the truth of us. We decide what our attention settles on. We get to decide what we will think is true about life. We get to decide if the universe is a scary or a safe place. We get to decide where our attention goes because that's where our energy of creation goes and begins to outpicture the conditions of our lives. Begin now, creating the life we want instead of the life we fear. Begin now observing those small wonders around our lives that occur around us all the time, every day, everywhere, no matter where we are. There are wonders to behold. Begin now to see those wonders. If we slow down, if we take the time, if we turn away from the loud, attention-getting noise, and we really pay attention to those small wonders in our lives. Ernest Holmes said this. He said, "We must never deviate from two fundamental propositions of the ages. The universe is impelled by love and propelled by law. These two great realities, in their action and reaction, constitute the mystery of the universe in which we live, declaring its self-existence and filling the mind with wonder and awe. Wonders abound, my dears, if we have the eyes to see and the ears to hear." Thank you.
Well, this song seems quite appropriate. It talks about miracles every day. When I was a girl each week, on Sunday we would go to church and pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread. Everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two. Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad that miracles don't happen still. But now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Yeah. Wine from water is not so small. Even better magic trick is that anything is here and all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding when there isn't one. Holy water was rare at best. It barely wet my fingertips. But now I have to hold my breath, 'cause I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world out there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-downs. But I walk it with a reverent air. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Yeah. Read a questioning child's face and say it's not a testament. That is very hard to say. Or see another new morning comes and say it's not a sacrament. I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, I saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush and singing like a scripture verse. It made me wanna bow my head. I remember when church went out, how things have changed since then. 'Cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. welcome to sing with us. Everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Sing that again. Everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Sing it again. Everything's a miracle. Everything is holy now. Everything's a miracle. Everything is holy now. Everything's a miracle. Everything is holy now.
I love that. Thank you so much. That is just wonderful. Don't we have the best music? Oh my gosh. Yay! We do, we do. We have the best music. We have the best musical team. We have the best musicians anywhere. I mean, thank you so much for everything that you do. And you know, it's just lovely. And it's always the perfect songs. You pick the perfect songs. All of our singers pick the perfect songs. Don't you love how that works? Oh my God. I love the way that works, you know, because you trust Spirit. It just is always the perfect song for the talk. You know, we used to have a saying here at Vision. We used to say, come for the music, stay for the message. And I really mean that. That's just the way it is, really, because the music is just such a heart-opening part of all of that. Oh, now I'm jibber-jabbering, okay? It is time for conscious circulation. This is our opportunity to give back to Spirit when we are supported and nourished by Spirit. These are the places to give back to. So if you are giving to Vision, thank you so much. Online, if you are giving online and through PayPal or your bank or whatever, thank you. We appreciate that. And just know that all of your gifts support Vision and support its ministry and support the things that we do here and these things that support your spiritual growth and the spiritual growth of your friends. You know, you change the lives of other people around you just by your presence because of this practical spirituality we practice. So if you are giving today in support of that, thank you so much. Just bring your tithe to mind or in your hand, whatever you'd like to do, and just understand, come with me in prayer. God is abundance. We know this. God is limitless abundance. There is no running out of God's abundance. There's no running out of any of the qualities of God. God is infinite. And those qualities of Spirit are infinite as well. And we know that as we awaken to the truth of ourselves, when we awaken to the magnificence of who and what we are, knowing that we are an outpicturing of the divine itself, we know that the abundance that flows through us is infinite as well. So we give from that consciousness that God is flowing through us as us in the world, and we accept gratefully the good we've been given, and we pass on graciously to those around us, and we stay in that river of God's abundance in support, knowing infinite supply, giving and receiving forever and ever. It is all God, it is all good, and so it is.
As I give, so do I receive. Thank you for As I give, so do I receive.
Thank you, Celebration Singers. That was wonderful. I appreciate it. Yeah, you can clap for them. Absolutely. So I have a miracle minute here I want to share with you. This is from Kathy B., and I just love this because it is a demonstration. It's proving the principles, and she just was so wonderful. She writes, wanted to check in and send in a 2-year miracle for you. A few years back, I started automatically tithing to Vision. Since then, money has flown out of my bank account without notice, right? Because that's what you do when you're on, it's on automatically. It is miraculous because during the first year of COVID, I was basically unemployed and unable to work with clients. During the height of COVID, I decided to double my tithe. And again, no ripple effect. I never even noticed or felt a pinch of the money flowing out. I did notice, however, more money flowing in. With several grants, unexpected checks, and small business assistance. I definitely believe tithing helps the energy of money flow into and out of my life with less effort. I feel similar results might happen for those who begin auto-tithing and take that leap of faith. Feel free to edit as you wish. Anyway, she said, thanks for all you do. And she'll be back here soon finishing up the lending library. It's Kathy B., so she's going to be doing that. Anyway, she said she enjoys going to Vision in bed, and watching live stream. I just wanted to share that with you because that is really proving the principles. When we take on something like tithing, it is an act of faith, and how wonderful it is that tithing actually grows our faith in God's abundance. That's exactly what she was expressing. I was so grateful to hear that. I'm grateful when people just, whatever principle it is that they're practicing, that they get to prove that principle. It's just such a wonderful thing. Also wanted to let you know, on your way out, go stop at the bookstore and ask Paul about Reverend Dr. Sharon Stroud, the woman who just made her transition this past week. Lovely woman. I don't know if you remember her, if you were around San Diego back when Terry Cole Whitaker had her ministries. And beautiful blonde woman, always wore big hats, just so dramatic. And she was on television. And it was, and Paul has a great story about meeting her and how that was his first introduction to religious science. It's just a delightful story. You'll love it. So ask him on your way out. What else do I have to say? Anything? Anything else? Talk about jibber jabber. I think now it's time for the last word by Johnny Kirko.
Speaking of jibber jabber, so we're sleeping with everybody online. I love this at Vision. Virtual meet and greet right after our celebration. If you're online, join us for a one-on-one prayer if you'd like, or a group of people who are just sitting online saying hello. A lot of you guys are at home today, so enjoy that. And there's a link available on the website as well as on our Facebook page right now. Coffee Connection continues Monday through Friday, 8:30 in the morning. Join Reverend Lori Sheets and a group of friends and fun people. They do a little bit of half hour of just get together and say hello. Reverend Patti continues her foundations class. This is still the last week you can join foundations, right, Reverend Patti? So you can join. That's on Tuesday mornings. It starts at 10 o'clock in the morning, and there's, I think, another 8 weeks left. So join Reverend Patti in the foundations class for that. Speaking of classes or workshops, Reverend Jean Phillips, our wonderful minister who did our prayer today, would like to tell a little bit about a book study. Not a book study. What are you doing? A work group, right? Workshop.
Yes.
Something.
Okay, I just want to say it, that we're living in pretty stressful times right now, right? And it can get overwhelming. And many suffer from that emotional pain of it by themselves and in silence. And, you don't have to shoulder it alone, right? And that's what this is all about. It's a 6-week online grief group that is called Emerging from Grief. And it's for anyone who's looking for support to deal with the loss that they've been facing, okay? And this is not just the death of a loved one. This is loss from COVID, from, job change, illness, divorce, all of those losses that we know. This is a support group to help walk with you through this time. It's a program about navigating and exploring ourselves through the process of grief and loss. And its goal is to provide guidance and support along the journey, honoring the unique path that each of us carry and walk. So the group's going to be on Zoom, so you can do it from bed, right? Tuesday evening, 7 to 8:30, and it starts very soon, February 8th. So you need to sign up now. If this is something that calls from you, I do hope that you join in to get the support you need right now. There is a path from emerging from grief. All right, and I do have some flyers for those in the room out on the table if you're interested, but thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Jean. And you can email Reverend Jean at Reverend Jean Phillips at visioncsl.com if you want more information about it, and she'll tell you what's going on. So, we've been talking for the last couple of weeks about this Visiongram. It's called the Valentine Visiongram, and what we're doing is we've got a group of singers. You'll see some of their lovely little faces up there. I see people in the group today, James Vandenberg and Marcus Gilliland, and we have all kinds of fantastic people, and I'm going to sing too, amazingly. So, what's going to happen is the way it works is you are going to send a Visiongram to a special person, or someone you love, someone, just a friend. Maybe it's your mom or your sisters or daughters or brothers. And the way it works is it's a donation, and what we do is you go online, and I've got it all set up for you already. You just go on and click online, and there's a link on the very front of the page, or you can go on to February 14th on the calendar, and it'll tell you a little bit more about it. But there's about 15, 20 songs, and the singers will sing, and you'll put a little note into somebody, telling them how much you care about them, and then you select which song they want to sing. And on February 14th, on Valentine's Day, we will be sending that to your Valentine. So it's a really cool little program. It's a fundraiser through Vision. It's $35 per song you do so that you want to send. So check that out. Join our group. There's lots of really cool singers, Rhea Carey, Andy Anderson, all the people up there, Carol Foreman. So join us with that, and click the link, and if you have questions, you can always contact me. Also on February 10th, we have the All You Need Is Love show, which is the Joe Rathburn concert, which we're going to be doing. It's going to be virtual, so you can buy tickets and be available for that. Joe Rathburn, and he's got a slew of wonderful and fantastic music available for that concert. That's going to be on February 10th, and you can buy tickets right now. You can go to our website and check that out. Next month, the month is February, and we're going to be celebrating Black History, and LaTanya Hummingbird Dixon's going to be doing each week she's going to come up and do an introduction of someone who in history has been very powerful for us, and it's going to be people we don't know. So I'm really excited about that. So each week she'll come up and talk a little bit about. One week Reverend Patti will be doing it too, as well as we have fantastic music that month. We're going to be doing food on the 20th and all kinds of good stuff. Let you guys know more about that. Next week, Reverend Patti Paris is back. Her talk title is Everything Starts with Thought. Everything starts with thought. And we have music of Deandra Simmons.
Oh boy, do you want to hear him?
You want to hear this man sing. Oh, are you going to love this guy? Broadway star. He is he's a rock star. So you want to be there in the house band. And how about Janet Hammer today? We all know the Everything is Holy now, but boy, that was a whole different rendition. Thank you, and James Vandenberg on the background there too. So good stuff. Thank you, band. It's all guys up here on the band and stuff and singing and stuff. Reverend Patty's the only female up here today, so here we are. So love you guys. See you.
Love it. Okay, now that you're all nice and comfy, we're going to stand up. You at home, I want you to stand up too. I know you're comfy too, and you got your second cup of coffee, but stand up because we're going to say our affirmations, and we love to ground in the energy of them, and we just are open to that cosmic energy from above us and the earth energy coming up through our feet, and it just mingles in us, and it is the truth of us because we know spirit is energy. It's ever present. So let us say these affirmations together in power, in presence, committed to them, grounding in the truth of them. You ready? I delight in the small wonders I am blessed with. My life is filled with magic and wonder. I open myself to daily miracles. Number two. Oh, number two and three. We're going to do, you know what? We'll do them all one more time with feeling. You ready? I delight in the small wonders I am blessed with. My life is filled with magic and wonder. I open myself to daily miracles. Oh, and yes, we do. Yes, we do. Every time we turn our attention to them. Let us go within. I give great thanks for this day, for this celebration, for everyone that is a part of it, for those at home and those here in the room, for those who are watching and from a distance, for those who will watch it later as a recording. I know that we are one. I know that God is all that there is. God is the only thing that there exists. That Spirit flows into form and out of form all the time. We are that right here, right now. We are the beloved, out picturing itself as us. I give great thanks for this, for knowing the oneness of all life. We are one right here, right now. I give great thanks, and so it is. Amen.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart's open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God.